Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Everton match reaction, where simply we bottled it. We bottled it, and I don't want to tell you guys so, but I'm a fucking visionary. I am a fucking visionary. I called it as it was. I might have said a 2-2 draw, but that was bottle job FC. Nothing new I expected really. I mean, I've mentioned it before on the show. I said with these centre backs, it doesn't matter how many goals you score. These guys average concede 2, sometimes 3 goals a game as centre back partners. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And the people on my whiteboard today are the only players that they did their job today. They did their job today. I can't fault them. They always do their job. But those clowns at the back, week in, week out, set piece defending, week in, week out, no substitutions, week in, week out. Same problems, and it is the exact reason why we will never, ever win a league. And I said it before, we will never win this Premier League title. Never. But anyways, before we get into it, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, comment down below. And boy, obviously your power is out, so you could only keep up to date with the certain things such as highlights and things like that. But bottle job mentality once again. And yeah, Clay, there's nothing really new, to be honest. You and I have said this all before, boy.
Exactly. We really have, and it's just now the defense has actually started costing again. It's very weird considering just like 2-3 weeks ago we were praising Harry Maguire and Lindelhof and Bailly, saying how strong we were defensively, and now they go and just basically give away goals for free. From what I saw, it was quite literally Maguire appealing for things that were never there, not him challenging in the air. It was properly just him going back to what he was before, and it's completely costed us today. The defense was just all over the place, and yeah, it just wasn't good enough defensively at all.
Exactly. And the other thing I would ask you is, like, imagine we were Cavani and Bruno, or if we were any one of these players on the board today, and now we walk into the dressing room, and it's like, boys, every time we're in this position, you guys are the guys who fuck it up week in, week out. I mean, it's not negative at this point. It's just reality. You guys are fucking shit. Like, honestly, I'd rather take Jordan Henderson at centre-back alone than Harry Maguire and Lindelof together. I would rather have no centre-backs, because that's basically what it's like. At least with no centre-backs, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw will be like, okay, shit, maybe we should defend. And I'll trust them. And then, to make things even worse, he brings on Axel Tuanzebe. And obviously, I must just address this now. Moloto isn't here because of power outages, it is what it is, South Africa vibes. But I'm saying this for Moloto's sake. Tuanzebe comes on. Every time Oli has made that substitution towards the end of the game, we concede a last minute goal. Who gives away the free kick? Tuanzebe. I mean, it's not doing the kid any good at this point. The guy was racially abused. Now he's probably going to get even more abused, which is ridiculous. He's just getting thrown under the bus, no protection whatsoever. And what does this say to the team? How would Bruno feel? How would Cavani feel? How would Greenwood feel? Every one of those guys did their jobs today, and they got let down by their supposed captain with his idiot partner in crime, a manager who doesn't know what he's doing, and just overall shit. It's just shit. How do you let this happen? 2-0 up, halftime, then we concede 2 goals in 5 minutes. 5 minutes! And then 3-2 up, we're like, okay, surely. Last kick of the game, free kick, set piece, once again, concede. No surprise, I'm not even surprised. It's just, I hate being right. I hate being right. It's so annoying. Everything I said came to fruition. So yeah, boy, just...
It's literally just everything built up over time, like that set piece. Because I watched the highlights, that set piece, it was not a dangerous area. We should have never...
It wasn't even a header. He didn't hit it in. Yeah, and he hit it in.
And then our defense, like we put Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw between Michael Keane, one of the best headers of the ball in the league. We put 2 of our short fullbacks between them. Well, they didn't win the ball, obviously, and they're just ruled for Calvert-Lewin. It was easy. Nice and easy for him. And we should have had Harry Maguire on him. Why do we not do this? It's so simple. Man mark the biggest guy with your biggest guy. That,
Exactly.
it just sounds we don't do it because you keep on conceding to it. That's the worst part. The keeper concedes it because Michael Keane barely hit that ball. It like rolled off the tip of his head.
Yeah.
That's all it was. But that's enough. That should be enough for you to see there's an issue still. Our set piece defense is absolutely disgusting. It's terrible. And we seriously need to learn how to man mark efficiently. Because we're not even zonally marking efficiently, never mind man marking at all. So yeah, I don't even see Harry Maguire in that free kick, in all honesty. I didn't
So,
see where he was.
I
Admittedly,
didn't
Tonze
think
gave it away. It's just a curse for the
it's
kid.
the curse,
And I
yeah.
feel really bad for him. But I don't think that goal is his fault. It has to be down to management and our set piece defense again. Because our set piece defense is illogical. Why are you putting our shortest defenders up against the tallest and one of the most aerially present defenders in the league? I don't get that. So as much as that's frustrating, the Bruno and Cavani they did the things in the first half. It's 2-0. It looked like we are going to dominate the game.
It did. We played so
Yeah.
well going forward. It is so
And then that happened.
nice. It is
I would lose my
Southampton-esque.
mind.
It is
Yeah.
proper Southampton-esque. But our defense is costing us games week in, week out.
If I was Bruno and I scored that goal and our defense just conceded that goal, I would be absolutely fuming.
I would hand you my transfer request now. I'm handing him my
Yeah,
transfer
I'm sorry.
request.
Everybody wants
now.
me now. I'm done.
I'll be like, you know what?
No,
I'm the
that's
best player in the
disgusting.
world. Pogba wants to leave. You know what? I'm going with him. I'm going with him. You guys can
Yeah.
suck my balls. I'm leaving this club. I'm not winning anything with these idiots. This manager. And just fuck. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I'm not.
I would agree, yeah.
And then also, Claire, I was telling you that stat, but you know, for the viewers, United have conceded 30 goals in 23 games. That is ridiculous. 30
Honestly.
goals in 23 games. And the reason, there's a simple reason why City are going to win the league and Liverpool and United are not going to win the league. One, City have amazing defense. And the greatest manager of all time, the GOAT, says attack wins you games, but defense wins you championships. And our attack does win us games. Have you guys noticed? Our attack wins us games, but our defense is going to be the reason Liverpool and United lose the league and championships. And who said it? None other than Sir Alex Ferguson. So 30 goals conceded in 23.
Well, a City stat. Up until the game that's going to happen tomorrow, they've only conceded one goal in 1,600 minutes of play, just in general.
Exactly.
That is astounding, considering we're conceding 30 in 26. They've let in one over the course of about 8 to 10 games.
And and you know the worst thing, the cherry on top of the shit cake, is that it had to be on this day, where it is a day of, you know, very sad, dark times for the club. The boys couldn't get a result on the Munich disaster Memorial Day. You know, I don't even know where. I'm gonna ask you this question because, you know, I think it's a good question. But honestly, where do we go from here? Because we know these are the centre backs that are gonna cost us games. So do we just accept it? Do we just accept it? Because Bayer is gonna be injured. Axel is clearly on some other curse and is not good enough. So what do we do? Do we just have to accept it, or what can we do? Because our attack scores 3 goals probably every game, and they still don't win games. Imagine we score 3 goals every game and we still don't win games.
It's absolutely ridiculous. We've scored 12 goals in the past 2 games. But what? Just conceding 3 just today. Okay. But moving forward, Harry Maguire is starting to prove that he is just a defensive liability no matter who he's played with. I like Lindelof a lot more than I like Maguire. I think Bayer is a lot better. I think Tonze is a lot better. So, personally, Maguire's getting dropped again. We're back to this. We're back to the stage. A few months ago, Maguire dropped. That's first priority because he is honestly doing nothing for us. He's appealing for nothing. He's looking at nothing. He's just getting carved apart, game in, game out right now. And it's not acceptable from the captain of Manchester United. He's not even been somewhat aggressive. If he at least got stuck into a tackle and tried and did everything he could, then I'd be sympathetic. But this man was just ball watching all game, from what I've seen. He did absolutely nothing for us.
The worst thing is, I think the one goal we conceded, Maguire went down, and he honestly thought he was fouled. So he just stayed down and put his hands in there, like when you knew you're gonna get 100% a free kick, and then it wasn't a free kick, and they just
exactly.
And that's the
And
captain. That's the captain of our team. You'll never see
I
Bruno
see
do that.
teenagers get up
Exactly.
after the ref doesn't blow the whistle immediately. The ref doesn't blow the whistle, they're up and they're running again. You do not see that from our own captain of the club, apparently. That's just not okay. So right now at Manchester United, we need to take a hard look at ourselves because our issues are starting to catch up with us again. The luck's starting to run out again and again and again. Literally last week, we were exceptionally lucky to get 2 red cards in a game, and that led to a 9-0. That doesn't just happen. As good as we were attacking wise, that wasn't going to happen if that red card doesn't happen right then and there.
Yeah.
I think a similar performance to this Everton performance would have happened against Southampton if we didn't get that red. I know it's all ifs and buts, but right now we are just extremely lucky, and sometimes that luck goes the other way. And tonight we could create as many clear-cut chances as we want. Bruno can score a masterclass of a goal,
Goal
and
of
we
the
still
season.
don't win. Yeah,
Even
it could
goal of the
easily be
season.
in contention. I would not be surprised. It was such a good goal. Uh, Eric Cantona, perhaps, but yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But yeah, this defense right now is starting to show the same issues that they've showed consistently. And from what I saw as well and heard from everyone online, is that Fred was abysmal in midfield.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was poor.
absolutely
He was
non-existent.
poor.
So McFred is already down to the scraps. Even though Scott got a goal, he was
Plus,
still
the thing is
non-existent like
about
he always
McFred
is.
now is we're going to be seeing McFred week in, week out. Because
Yeah,
Paul Pogba went off injured. It is Kurt.
exactly.
It is Kurt. We've been lucky with our injury record lately, and now we lose one of our biggest players. Heck, our player of the month last month. And now it's and you bossed Claire. I know you didn't. I know you don't like the guy.
Yeah.
I know you didn't watch the game because the power was outage. But he bought boy. When I tell you he bossed the midfield today, he fucking bossed. Like he could have bossed it so well today. I would have given him man of the match today. And then he went off with the hamstring. And after that, Lordy, help us.
Yeah.
Lord help us.
And the worst part is we have Donny just sitting
And
on
that,
the
yeah,
bench.
that's the other thing. So we
I
won't
do
see
not
Don.
give a shit about his excuses. It's not Oli signing. He
We
is a
also
class talent. He should be playing regardless of whether you want him or not. He
exactly.
is
That's
one of the
the
most
that's the
talented
thing I
players in the
defend
squad.
also. I
Yeah.
hate the fact that people say it's not his signing. Yeah, it might not be his signing, but it's not like he's a fucking shit player. Donny
Yeah.
is quality. Play the guy, and he didn't play a minute. Martial didn't play a minute. He put 5 at the back, and then we lost the game. He put 5 at the back, and we lost the game. So defensively and Oli, if I was these players on the board, I'm looking at Oli, I'm looking at the defenders. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys,
'Cause- yeah.
these boys, every time, even semi-finals, everything. These boys, I can always say, they deserve to win the trophy. They deserve way better. But the rest of the guys that's not on the board, they need to get out. They need to get out of the club. They need to get out of the club. And the worst thing is, even if they do get out the club, they won't get replaced by our club. So it's just
Yeah.
a mess. It's just a mess at United.
But moving forward, Europa's around the corner. It's just, that's a real tough fixture. And I don't know if we're going to be ready for it at this point, especially if we carry on our current form of just dropping points left, right, and center. I don't know if we can move forward long term and find stability. I know Ollie's really good at spurring the dressing room, but when it's literally an individual 3-4 players that completely cost the game, there's obviously an instant divide in that dressing room. Because Cavani's sitting there going, I did everything I could and I won this game for us in my head.
Now, what more
Bruno's
must these
doing the
guys on
same
the
thing.
board?
Rash is doing
All
the
of
same
these
thing.
guys contributed something today. All of them.
And then Lindelof and Maguire and De Gea are literally looking at each other going,
I'm glad. I was just thinking if I was one of those players today, I might be arrested for what I did to my own teammates today. I think I would have clotheslined them. I would have clotheslined Harry Maguire. I would have probably suplexed Lindelof. And I would have smashed the Gea's head into the poles. I would have smashed it into the poles. And I would have been banned for life. I probably said this multiple times. I think last time I said it at Sevilla game. So, oh my god. These guys.
Right now, it's the worst time to be in this form. We need to move forward off this. And I don't know if we can right now.
Exactly. And that's why I'm just going to say we're not going to win the league. If you're a United fan, we thought you were going to win the league, we're not going to win the league. If this isn't more evident, if this isn't evident enough, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, the player ratings. everyone that's not on the board, 0 to negative, whatever you want. Be creative in your head. De Gea, abysmal. Give an absolute gift for the goal. Maguire, Lindelhof should rather not even be there. Fred and Scott shouldn't even be there. In fact, basically we played without a square today. We had a square that missed out from our team because Pogba went off after like 20 minutes. But anyways, we move to the players who I actually think they deserve some praise today because it's not their fault. It is not their fault. They carry this team so many times this season. It's not even funny. The least they could expect is one game now and then. Ollie and the other guys do your job and get it done over the line. But no, they get let down week in, week out. So anyways, Luke Shaw, defensively, he didn't really have much to do today. However, offensively, he got his assist from a free kick. Beautiful assist on a plate for Scott McTominay. McTominay gets just a little touch on it and it somehow directs off the post in the goal. And that's it. That's when we thought we were going to win it. I thought they were going to win it. So I thought Luke Shaw going forward, absolutely fantastic. I know we conceded 2 goals today, because you got the assist, I'm just going to give him a 6. And honestly, Luke Shaw, boy, none of it was your fault today. None of it was your fault. I'm not glad. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, only for the fact that he kept on whipping balls that kept on just being missed and sitters were created by both fullbacks. Yeah, I feel like you got to be a bit nicer and just go for a 7,
Yeah. A 7 for Luke Shaw and a 6 for Luke Shaw. Yeah. I'm happy with Luke Shaw. And again with his other partner in crime at fullback, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Defensively, he wasn't really the best. He wasn't Aaron Wan-Bissaka when nothing goes down my side. However, I do feel sorry for Aaron Wan-Bissaka because he was up against quite good players today, and he got double teamed on. Mason Greenwood isn't going to defend with Aaron Wan-Bissaka a lot of the time. He did what he could today, Mason Greenwood, but when you play against the quality of like Digne's and James and Richarlison's, it's difficult. So he had to take on 3v1 sometimes, but again, gets an assist on a plate. Again, not on a plate. It was absolutely quality from Bruno, but he gets an assist though. He sees Bruno, he knows Bruno's the better player, he knows it's the smarter option, gives it to Bruno. Bruno, a moment of magic, and yeah, I'm just happy for Aaron Wan-Bissaka again. I thought he started off awfully. I thought he was our worst player at the start, but then he grew into the game, and I do like Aaron Wan-Bissaka again. Another fullback let down. Like again, he contributed going forward. What more must the team do? What more can he ask of his teammates if they can't even secure a win after us scoring 3 goals? After we scored 3 goals, we still did not win the game. So I'm also just going to give Aaron Wan-Bissaka a 6.
Yeah, I think it's fair. And right now, just our fullbacks are quite literally the best fullbacks in the league at the moment. They showed a stat at the beginning of the season, at the beginning of the game, just before the power went out, showing that how they've improved over the last, 6 weeks, I think it was? And how they've jumped from being the bottom creators in the league to being quite literally first and second in fullback ratings.
Yeah.
So they've just done fantastic things going forward right now, and this change of shape has really helped them to create chances for the team. It just hasn't quite been jumped upon yet by the rest of the team, which is really sad because, like you updated with me once, that the Aaron put on a plate for Cavani.
You got robbed of it. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, you got robbed of that assist.
Yeah, and it just keeps on happening. This is a recurring thing now. It looks like we want to play a style where we're just feeding our forwards with everything we got. But then our forwards aren't really trying to put it away, and it's very much them getting let down by the people ahead of them. They're doing everything they can. They're top for chance creation in the league. They are really developing as attacking fullbacks right now, and they're just everything to this club at the moment. And if one of them is missing, we look like a complete different team, like when Tellez plays. So we need to keep them hungry and we keep them fit. And now, if this game starts putting Ollie in a back 5 or something, I don't know how we're going to recover. I really don't know how we're going to recover because right now this is a necessary style of how we're playing. So it's fully dependent on what Ollie does moving forward that's going to impact us very much long term.
Exactly. But yeah, anyways, you wouldn't even have seen highlights of Pogba because they won't show highlights of Paul Pogba. But when Paul Pogba was on the field, I don't know if you can bring up stats while he was on there, but when he was on the field, the passes, amazing. No one got past Paul Pogba today defensively. It was looking to be a Paul Pogba masterclass in midfield, where he just Bruno was going to do his thing, and Paul Pogba controlled it. No one was getting past him, and Paul Pogba was setting everyone on the attack free. And then I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The way he got injured was very weird. It was just one of those where he got the ball, he kicked it, and then after he kicked the ball, he pulled up with his hamstring, and it didn't look good after that. And as soon as he went down, it was like, oh no, there it is. So I don't know how long Paul Pogba is going to be out for. Hopefully, it's not for me at least. Hopefully it's not the last time I see Paul Pogba in a Manchester United shirt. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Hamstrings, you just never know. You just never know with hamstrings. So, but he walked off a little bit. So I hope it's not too bad. I hope it is more precautionary than anything. And because I seen the midfield without Paul Pogba today, and usually I love Fred, but today Fred and McTominay, oh my god, they were awful. So you know what? I'm gonna give Paul Pogba an 8. He was apt. When Paul Pogba went off, it's when we lost control of the game. That's when we fully lost control of the game, when Paul Pogba went off. So an 8 for me. Yeah. Obviously you can't really give Paul Pogba.
Yeah, I can't really give Pogba a rating. I just do hope that he does recover well from the injury, because again, like you said, he has a lot of moments where he is integral to the side. So I do want to see him continue playing, but when he puts in performances that are below par and just contribute nothing to the team, it does feel like we're better off without him, instead of rolling the dice and hoping we're going to get a good Paul Pogba one day. So maybe this will give Oli that shining opportunity to give Donny a go. But I'm very much wishing on
That's the only thing we can pray for.
and
Yeah, that's the only thing we can pray for is free Donny.
Yeah, we're looking for a miracle right now to get Donny into that starting 11 now that Pogba's gone. So yeah, we move.
We move. Now this guy, my heart breaks for this guy. The amount of times he wins us games is ridiculous. And then today, he put the icing on the cake. I thought, there it is. That's game over. Moment of magic. World class. Best player in the world. Goal of the season. Bruno Fernandes today was amazing. That goal was insane. He put Rashford through one-on-one open goals. I don't know what Rashford was doing. He did that thing where you're supposed to, instead of shooting first time, he drags it back. He tries beating 300 defenders when they all come back into the box, and he misses it. And then he puts in another cross, and they all miss it. But Bruno today was quality. Bruno didn't deserve to lose that game today. And you know what? He was my man of the match, without a doubt. And that goal alone gets Bruno a 10. So, fucking hell. Bruno was perfect today. He did everything he could to win us the game.
I can fully agree. From everything that I saw and heard, Bruno was just magnificent again. This is just one of his games. And just that Rashford opportunity, it just... Why? Because that puts the game to bed right there and then. And it's really sad. Because just to see that not happen at all. But yeah, I agree. The Bruno 10, that goal was magnificent. Could do nothing wrong.
That goal deserves a 10, to be honest. That goal was
alone, yeah.
It's so sad that we won't be able probably to speak about that goal, more, because the results are just... It shadows over everything. It just shadows over everything. It's just a big pile of shit and everything. So, exactly. It is what it is. Marcus Rashford, now. He started off on the right. And when it was on the right, it was a bit, iffy. There's no in between the Rashford. You know how it is, typical Rashford. Then the cross, boy, it was one of the best crosses I've seen in my life. It was basically a goal. Like, I knew it. If I didn't score that, I was going to sub him there and there if he didn't score it. It was on a plate. Brilliant cross from Rashford. Something we need to see more of. Something we don't get enough of Rashford. But once again, coming from the right, it makes more sense because Rashford's a right footer. So on the right wing, he's probably more likely to go put in a cross. Then he switched back to the left. He did what Marcus Rashford does. Get the ball, hit down, drive, miss everything. No decision making, no passing, no anything. And you know what? To be honest with you, if he didn't get that assist, like I said, I wouldn't even put him on the board. I wouldn't. But honestly, I feel like I would be a little bit harsh to Rashford. That assist was good. The driving and everything was good. But again, the decision making, oh my god. When Amad Diallo has better decision making than you at like 18 years of age, that's when you know. That's when you know. And that's the problem. Because if Rashford had Ahmad's decision making, or any other basic footballer decision making, he would be one of the best players in the world. He would. So I'm just going to give Rashford an average 6, just like Luke Shaw, and just like Aaron Bissaka.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough on Rashford. because again, it was a really good assist. But when you have that Rashford that does absolutely nothing, otherwise you can't really mark him that highly. Because again, Rashford's a very hot and cold player, and yeah, I think we should see a lot more of him from the right. It does make logical sense, like you said, with the right-footedness. It just makes so much sense. If you want to play a crossing game, play Rashford on the right. You got easy access to just start laying balls whenever you want. And if he keeps on putting them on a plate, why do we keep shifting them to the left randomly? It's a very strange idea. And again, the same goes for Mason, because Mason's a left footer primarily, as good as he is with his right. Like, the same thing applies there. Switch the roles, it kind of works, especially if you want to play a crossing game like we are right now. So yeah,
Exactly.
I just want to see more of it.
In my head, the
More
only
prepared.
logical other reason is that they inverted because Ollie obviously likes the inverted winger type thing,
Yeah.
and now that he's getting Aaron and Luke Shaw to put in crosses, he's probably thinking I can afford Mason and Rashford to be stingy and just drive in the box, which I don't really agree with, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but again, I think you can attest this for today. But in general, we haven't seen our wingers drive in that much anymore. They're not cutting inside on their strong foots anymore. So there's no real point to playing Rashford on the left if he can't cut in on his right and then take a shot, because he's not doing that anymore. Neither is
He's not
Mason cutting in on his
shooting.
left.
I don't know what it is. It's just not shooting.
So again, if you want to play them on the left, play them as an inside forward. If you want to play them on the right, play them as a winger. It makes sense, because then you can get the best of both worlds with his footedness. But right now, when we're not shooting, it look like we're playing a crossing game where only Cavani is the only player really. We gotta just find a way to make that work. I'd get Rashi to cut in and Mason to cut in, or get them to volley balls in left, right, and center and hope for the best.
Exactly.
One or the other, you can't go in between like what Ali is doing right
It's almost as like Rashford is trying to dribble the ball in the back of the net, and Mason Greenwood,
now.
he doesn't hit it with his left hand. We just want to hit it with his right. It's like, my left foot is perfect. I'm just gonna get my right foot perfect, and it's like, what are you guys doing actually? But I'll get to Mason. I actually thought Mason was insane today, but we'll get there. Edison Cavani again. He did his job. Like, what more must the guy do? He's put it on the plate. He scores it. He scores it. He does. He makes sure he gets on the plate. He heads it in. Bang. Work rate obviously was there from Cavani. Hold up play, you didn't really see much of hold up because the ball really wasn't in that situation. But we created a lot of chances for Cavani. I like the way we play when Cavani is on the field because of the way the fullbacks have to play. So I am enjoying that. I just wish they did it for Martial. I wish Martial got sitters like that every week in and week out.
That's true.
But it's unfortunate. But Cavani did his job, and I'm actually giving Cavani a 7. I thought it was great today.
Yeah, I think when a striker gives his all, like Cavani normally does, and he scores a goal, a 7 is very justified. So yeah, I fully agree with that. But again, I would like to see Martial playing. I don't know why Martial is benched. I need answers from Ali for that one at this point.
Yeah, I hate Martial. One of my favorite players. But anyways, Sedge, Mason Greenwood. Now this guy's gonna get slaughtered. I just have a feeling he's gonna get slaughtered by everyone else today. Mason Greenwood today, he was sharp. He was on it. Mason Greenwood today wanted to win that game probably more than anyone else on the field. He never ever gave up once. His decision making was a lot better than Marcus Rashford. He actually put in crosses when he could. He cut in when he could. When he cuts in, I'm like, it was the right decision to cut in. When he crosses, I'm like, it's the right decision to cross. Whenever he's on the ball, he's a threat. I seen him take out Digne and Iwobi in one swift move, and he was very unlucky not to get away with a goal or assist in that same move. Greenwood, he's getting back to being his best. He's getting back to being his best. He's a young lad, 19 years old. Obviously didn't get a goal and assist today, but phenomenal. You cannot leave the guy alone. If you leave him alone, he will punish you single-handedly. And I think that's the only thing with Mason Greenwood at the moment. People are like, man mark him a lot when he's on the ball because he's very skillful. He's quite pacey. And he can shoot, so force him onto his right foot, maybe give him the absolute ridiculous angles to put him through. And Mason Greenwood isn't really a natural winger, but he's definitely learning the winger role way more better and way more quicker than Marcus Rashford. He's much more of a natural winger than Marcus Rashford. So people might call me crazy actually, but I'm gonna give Mason Greenwood an 8. I thought he was insane today. He's probably my best player today, unless Bruno didn't do that madness.
Yeah, I think. Obviously, you're a bit biased because you love Mason more than anything else, more than life itself.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, that's obviously going to be a bit inflated for everyone else. But I could see a 6-7 coming out from everything that I heard and saw from Mason. It looked like he was putting in a really good shift. It looks like he is finding his feet very nicely. at United at the moment. I think it's been the past 3-4 games we started to see Mason come alive again, and you always love to see it because he is just such an immense talent, and you just want to see him succeed. And it's just fantastic that he is getting the game time again, and he looks like he is thriving off of it. So that's always good to see.
Exactly. And the thing is, I wouldn't drop Mason Greenwood. He'd probably be the last guy I drop in our front three at the moment. And the worst thing is, when Diallo, if Diallo has to come in the team, guarantee he's going to drop Mason Greenwood. And we're going to see either Martial and Rashford still play. Which, like another thing, we'll get to it when we speak to Oli. But the favoritism from Oli needs to stop as well. Because I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, you should be able to take off Marcus Rashford. I know you love him. He's the boy, he's the youth star, He's a hero to many, he's an idol to many. People look after him. Look up to him. But when he's having a shit day, just take him off. Just take, like, what? Like, have you guys seen Marcus Rashford when he's not running? It's bad. It's like having a negative play. It's like, you might as well not have a player. Because that goal should have been a goal. If Greenwood had the gift that, Bruno put in the chance, 1-on-1, Greenwood was going to score it. I would probably bet my house Martial would probably score it. I would probably say Cavani would score it as well. I have no idea what is wrong with some of the decisions Marcus Rashford makes. But yeah, hey. And it's just sad because I do think Diallo is knocking on the door, left, right, and center. The kid is doing a madness. I'm probably expecting to see him in the FA Cup. So when we do our preview, I'll probably put him in the predicted team because I am expecting Diallo to make his debut very soon, which is a good thing because from what I've seen with Diallo, to be quick on it, he's not selfish. I mean, he can be selfish, but the tap-ins. I love it. Every time I watch the highlight reel of Diallo, I just see tap-ins flying across everywhere, and I'm like, you know what? That's my boy. If he can do that in the first team, I don't care who you're starting over. I'll take it. If you can create tap-ins every day, week in, week out, I'll take it. But even then, like I said, we still scored 3 goals today, and we got let down. Imagine I told you, Clay, we scored 3 goals in this game. I guarantee you we're going to score 3 goals this game. That is the fact. Would you bet on a win? You'd probably be like, yeah, I'll probably bet on a win.
100%.
I don't know who would not bet on the win. And then we drew 3-3. That's not a good point. I know Everton are a good team, top 6 team, but that's not a good point. We deserve to win.
Points,
exactly, we deserve to win. Well, these boys deserve to win. The other men don't deserve anything in life. They need to walk home. I don't want to see them at training. So disappointed. So disappointed. I feel for these boys today. I feel for these boys. If I'm feeling so shit, I can only imagine what these boys feel like.
Yeah. Definitely agree. It's just a really tough thing to take on the chin like that. Because everybody in the front line did everything they could to score just 3 goals, which is a really big score line. Like, I don't care what team you are, 3 goals is a massive score line. And then to just concede 3 like that, that alone deserves a negative rating for like everything for this Everton game. It's not acceptable to lose in that fashion. To concede the goals that we conceded, to just create that many chances and still not win the game. Something is just very wrong right now.
Yeah, but then we get this guy also, boys. The funniest thing is, I'm not going to mention who messaged me, but we were 2-0 up and somebody messaged me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with the crocodile mouth, and then Carlo Ancelotti. And I laughed at the tweet. I laughed at the message. And they were like, you don't know anything, you don't know this, you might as well just be called a Liverpool fan. What happens? Oh, okay. I send a laughing emoji when we were 2-2. Then we go 3 up. And they reference the same message. I'm like, wait. Just wait. 3-3 last kick of the game. I hate it. I hate being proved right. I wanted him to be proved right. I wanted to be like, yeah, you got the double for Ancelotti. It might not have been the way I liked it, but we got the 3 points. Nope. In some ways, you deserve this. Oli, Maguire, Lindelhof, De Gea, Scott, Fred, you all deserve that fat L on your forehead because you bantered us. You bantered the fans, you let down the fans, you let down your teammates. All of you guys are the reason we didn't get 3 points today. And you are the reason why we won't win trophies, whether it be Europa Leagues, FA Cups, this league. If there ever was a freaking chance you guys could win a league title, and I don't even believe it, but it was this season. I never backed you till the end, and you guys bottled it. And that's why, I don't have the faith. I don't have the hope. Call me negative. I like to see it as visionary. I like to see it as a realist. When I know there's problems in the team, I mention it. Just to educate you guys. And then the worst thing is when I'm sitting doing a match reaction saying we conceded from a set piece. I did say we were gonna draw. Maybe not 3-3. I said 2-2, but that's even worse. And I did say we would probably score a lot of goals, but when these centre backs play, yeah, they can get you a result now and then. But never be surprised when they do the things they did tonight, because it's nothing new. Don't act like it's new. Don't act like, oh, it's just one game, all these been like this. No, it is a consistent inconsistency. That's what it is. Consistent inconsistency is what it is. It's the consistent decision makings from Oli and everything. And speaking of Oli, I gave this man a 21 last week. A 21! And he did this. And then
How
he
the
did
mighty
this.
have fallen.
How the mighty have fallen. Thing is, he had no Eric Bailly today, because Bailly is dead. Axel, I don't really fault him for not playing Axel this game, because what's been happening with Axel is ridiculous, and even especially after today, it's like, oh no, when are you ever gonna play Axel now? It's just risky to do that. I want the kid to feel like he wants to die. You know what I mean? I don't want that to happen to Axel. So then there's that. But the substitution of Fred, I would have played Fred, by the way. Fred deserved to start. I don't understand why Fred gets dropped, and this is the thing. So what did I keep on saying? I said after the second half of the season, if Donny doesn't play from now on at least 20 minutes, I'm going to start getting harsher. So it's a -3 off the bat. -3 off the bat for Donny. But I'm going to minus another 2 for the Donny situation, because it was the right sub to make. We bossed the game when we had Pogba on. Who is the most similar person to Pogba on our bench, who will be even better defensively probably?
Matic.
Well, defensively, Matic could probably do a job. Even Matic, it is what it is. But yeah, Donny will give you everything going, maybe not so much going forward like Paul Pogba, but he can do it. And defensively, will probably give you more. So no Donny. So that's I'm going to give him -5 for Donny. That's straight off the bat. Then the substitutions in general, poor. So that's a -2. You're on a 3.
Only made 2 subs as well.
Exactly. So that's another -2. So you're on 3 points only. Then, how do we lose the game? Oh, I wonder how we lost the game today. Wow, let me think. We bring on Axel Tuanzebe in the last few minutes with the back 5, which hasn't worked against Leicester, and another game which I'm forgetting. Was it Sheffield? It might
I'm
have
not
been
even sure.
Sheffield.
It's been a while since we played back 5, yeah.
But then you threw my boy under the bus. A guy I like Tuanzebe, you threw him under the bus, now he's going to get slated and it's your fault. So that's -1 for the Tuanzebe. Now you're on 2. Then, that goal was a set piece. Maguire, I don't know where Maguire was. I don't know where Lindelhof was. I don't know how you guys coach these guys tactically when it comes to set pieces. We are probably the worst, if not second worst, to Arsenal in defending set pieces, which is ridiculous.
If you're going by stats, Leeds are the worst.
Yeah, probably Leeds. Yeah, but Leeds don't have a defense anyway, so.
True.
Ali, you're on a 0, and then we should have won that game. That game should have been put to bed. I don't understand how you lost it. So even with the general result is disappointing. So I'm gonna give you what we did today. We dropped 2 points today. So I'm gonna give you a -2, and you must hold that -2 firm on your head, on your head. And the worst thing is now I can't even get Poch. I am stuck with your shit because my actual manager is at PSG with all the oil money in a farmers league doing things, and I'm just depressed because you don't know what you're doing, and I give up. I just give up.
Yep. In the wise words of Malotto, it goes good until it doesn't, And that's just Oli. It's just a good run, and then it just doesn't anymore, and it's just dead. And it just stops working. It will always eventually just stop working when you're not good enough to be at this level. If the excuse is we need better players, how is Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Edinson Cavani, Mason Greenwood,
Donny.
I didn't even say that. I could say that all in one breath. That was 7 players. I'm sorry. That's
to be fair. The thing is though,
Harry Maguire is
like
good enough.
The players we did mention there, they are doing their job. They are firing. It's the other idiots. It's like we have to score 5 goals.
When you have Harry Maguire, you have a good centre back that can win aerial duels. So instruct him to win aerial duels.
Yeah,
Don't
that
just
I
let
get.
him
Yeah,
sit
that I
there.
get. Like the set piece
Make
stuff,
him mark the
the
pick,
zonal
man.
marking. I'll never,
Yeah.
ever. I don't understand like the high line with Lindelof and Maguire. You asking for trouble, so I don't get those things. You are right in that.
I'm gonna be very extreme in this, but I'm just gonna say it because it's bothering me now. If Klopp came into his team, Harry Maguire would look like Virgil van Dijk at this point. Not gonna lie, he'd be winning everything in the air. He would be so vocal. The man would be distributing balls left, right, and center like he tries to do every time, and he'd just be coached to do it better. Because right now he's freestyling every game, and we can see that more and more. Because when the going's
But that's
bad,
what I'm saying. 'Cause that's what I
you
bring you
chalk it
back
down
to
to
that
that. Yeah,
freaking that WhatsApp message I got. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer over Carlo Ancelotti. No,
exactly.
imagine Carlo Ancelotti had our team. Where it would be? Are you dumb? Like I said it. At the
Richard
beginning of the
Roll.
season, if we fire
No.
Pot, I mean, we fire Poch. If we fire Oli now and we got Poch, boy, you could do something mad. Because whoever wins this league is going to be based on consistency. One thing Poch does, it might have not been the start because obviously it's a new thing, and it will probably would have never happened. You know, Oli has done what he can to get in this situation. But the mistakes, you're not going to get dizzy decisions like not bringing Donny in because you didn't want him. I understand if you didn't want him and he's a shit player, then yeah, by all means don't play.
Exactly.
But if you didn't want him and he's a quality player, now you're just being a stubborn little bitch. Like,
Yeah,
what?
exactly. That's
What?
just unacceptable at the Premier League level that Oli is trying to be at, because we're supposed to be at Champions League winners level, we're supposed to be at a Premier League title contenders level. We can't just sit here and go, Donny isn't the player he wanted, so that's why he's not going to play him. Because he's definitely not good enough to be as good as Paul Pogba one day or Bruno Fernandes one day. This man is talent, like proper talent, and he's just wasting away on our bench. He could go anywhere he wants in the
He could have
world right
went
now.
anywhere he didn't want it.
And he chose United. He chose it. I don't care if you don't want it. That kid's got talent. You learn to like him. Because he will perform for you every single game. And he has every single game.
Yeah, that's the thing, he has performed.
So it's just unacceptable to see a sub like that. So for whatever reason, Fred's just out of Ollie's books right now. I don't know
It's
what Fred
favoritism. It's
did.
all his favoritism.
Fred cheated on him one night, and Ollie just can't get over it. And so Fred's just getting benched every game at this point. Because Scott and Pogba, I'm sorry, I think that's our worst midfield on paper.
It's probably his
I'm
always.
not gonna lie. Because what does that offer? It offers Scott, which does next to nothing, and occasionally he'll run into the box and maybe score a goal, like today. And that's at best. And other games, he's just non-existent. He's a non-entity. And with Paul Pogba, who has to do everything, we've seen Paul Pogba get overloaded so many times. McTominay is not going to help him.
Yeah, he'll have to play the two role alone. That's what Paul Pogba will have to.
Yeah, again, that's why you play Pogba Matic. We've seen that countless times, and it's worked at moments, and it definitely has failed at others. But again, that's because Paul Pogba's been overwhelmed with certain things. So even just a Pogba Fred, if we saw that starting, that's instantly 10 times better. Because even if Scott doesn't get that goal, we probably don't concede those stupid goals either, because our midfield won't be carved apart that easily. It's honestly ridiculous to just look at this team and go, why is Scott McTominay playing every game? I know the man's just scored a goal, but like, what does he offer this team normally? It's a workhorse that just fails at being a workhorse because Fred's a better workhorse, and we have him right there, and I don't get it. I really don't. Tactically, it doesn't make sense because Scott's not that defensive. He's not good defensively. Pogba's not that good defensively. As much as he's improved, he's still not
Scott
good
is
at
a box-to-box player. Whenever Scott plays box-to-box, he looks like a United player. He's just
He looks
not
so much
the same.
better, yeah.
Neither is Fred, to be fair, but Fred at least
He's
is
being
way better.
told to play DM,
Yeah.
and it's so aggravating just
Exactly.
to watch. If you want to DM,
That's
play
why the Scott got his goal today because he was advanced. He was up the field. I know it was a set piece goal, but
Yeah.
ideally that's where you want Scott all the time.
Exactly.
Similar to Paul Pogba, you want him in the box, edge of the box.
And it's just unacceptable for Ali to be doing stuff like that. Putting out that starting 11, that midfield. You said it at the beginning, and I fully agree with you. That pivot's going to cost us this game. And what did it do? Pogba goes off injured, and Scott does next to nothing, and then just grabs a goal and does next to nothing.
Yeah.
And then Fred.
That's it. That's all he
came
did
on.
today was get that goal. That was it.
Yeah, Fred
Fred
came
did
on. He
nothing
was
at all.
appalling.
I'm very disappointed, my friend. I won't lie to you. I'm very disappointed.
And we had an unused sub.
Yeah.
And Oli waited till the 90th minute to sub on Tonzebe.
And it is a recipe for disaster.
It was. It really was. If you're going, I'm going to park the bus. I'm going to go. As soon as you get that goal, get off the pitch, Tonzebe on. I wouldn't, if you're just going for the park the bus mentality. So I don't know why at the 90th minute suddenly we need to go, okay, now we're going to park the bus just for 5 minutes.
You
Because
disrupt
that,
the whole system.
yeah, you do. You exactly do that.
It's
So you
within
need
3 minutes,
walk
two
in.
minutes. You throw in another
Yeah,
defender. Now Lindelof Maguire must be thinking, okay, now like back five. Who's gonna play like way in the back five? And it
yeah,
hasn't worked. That's the saddest thing. It hasn't worked in the past. Bottled against Leicester, bottled against Sheffield, bottled like probably against another game as well in their cup. It just doesn't work. Ollie doesn't work. What are you doing? It's
exactly.
schoolboy mistakes.
And then Donny doesn't play. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what? I can't ever get over that. How does Donny not make it in as a Paul Pogba replacement? I know you said this, but still, it's so frustrating to see that. The treatment of Donny is absolutely disgusting. And then again, Diallo not making the starting 11, not making the bench at all, didn't even travel with the team. Like, Dan James is traveling with the team, guys. Diallo can travel with the team. You just don't let him play for under 23s one
I'd
week.
have Diallo play centre back even, can't lie.
Yeah, it probably would have been a bit better because he would have been running a lot and he would have been trying and he would have been bodying Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the air and he would have just, yeah, you would have seen a young 18-year-old body someone twice his height because you would have seen him give his all for the shirt, and that's just something we're not seeing right now. And again, all he needs to seriously start learning here because defensively he needs to learn how to defend right now. We're starting to create clear-cut chances defensively, which is always good to see.
He
But
needs to
there's
be
nothing
ruthless.
positive
He
about
needs
that.
to be
Yeah,
ruthless. That's what he needs to do.
he does. He needs to be ruthless in that dressing room. He needs to go in there going, that was not acceptable. We were terrible. We did not deserve to lose like that. You guys seriously do better.
If I was Ollie, I wouldn't
Something.
even really blame so much on Ollie today. I would have went to my dressing room if I was Ollie and I would be like, guys, I
Yeah,
hope you, Maguire, Lindelof, De Gea, Scott, and Fred, uh, you guys owe the whole team an apology.
yeah,
All of you guys owe the whole team an apology.
yeah. I
And
fully
then on top
agree.
of that, I'd say you guys are not playing for me until further notice, until you prove to me again that you deserve to play in this first team.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Ollie needs to take that mentality right now. And if we don't see any kind of change in the system, in the tactics, in the player choosing, after performance that terrible from the back line, we even more questions need to be asked of Ollie. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it on a 1 overall.
And also, I did say it. I don't know if I said it on a show, but I probably did. But I did say our title hopes literally lies on how long Eric Bailly can be fit for. That's
Mhm.
without Bailly,
The answer is not long enough.
it is shy. Yeah, exactly. Look what happens when Eric Bailly hasn't played the last few Premier League games. Over. They all that W's in a row. Else these.
Exactly. It's just not good enough right now.
Yeah.
And we just need to fix this right now. It's the only concern.
Yeah. And then just to before we end it off. When will we? I think we see you guys again tomorrow for
Yeah.
a show. But who are we playing? I hope it's the cup game. I just want a break from the league. Yeah, it is the cup game. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow for the West Ham Man United FA Cup match preview, which I'm actually looking forward to because I can't be asked with the league at the moment. I'm so demotivated. I used to love
exactly.
the league games. It used to be cup finals every week. Now it's like you bottle our finals. On the semi final. This is like the semi
Exactly.
finals, and you guys choked it. Maguire, Lindelof, De Gea, Fred, Scott. I don't want to see no social media posts. Please don't say we go again. I will lose my shit if I see social media posts like that after I'm done recording.
Yeah.
Just hang your heads in shame. I don't even know what to do because if it was up to me, I would put you out in the street, to be honest. But it is what it is. But yeah, it's been a good show. Like I said, thoughts and prayers with my Lord. It's not like he died. His power died, but he's not like he died. But we will 100% get his thoughts in our match preview tomorrow against West Ham. I'll probably even feel worse tomorrow when we do it. But I'm looking forward to it anyway. So if you are new to the channel, do subscribe, smash a like, comment down below. When I die, I would like the Manchester United squad to let me down in my grave so they can let me down one last time. I would like that. I'm gonna end it at that because you guys are fucking depressing. And yeah, boys, I'll check you tomorrow. West Ham preview, and it'll probably be a lot more positive than this. But yeah, peace out and check you in the next one, brothers and sisters and girls, boys, whatever you want. Wherever you are, it is what it is. But yeah, see you later.